Welcome to Cinema Snapshots, a channel where we take a look at the latest films and their predecessors. We'll give you an in-depth look at what's new in the world of film and discuss the key elements of the films, from plot synopsis to the most memorable moments. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. A scrolling opening crawl explaining the sets up of the story. In the second decade of 21st century, corporations are the new ruler and are being opposed by a resistance group called the low-techs. They are a resistance movement consist of hackers, data pirates and guerrilla fighters. To keep data and information being leaked or shared by the low-techs, the corporations hired the Yakuza, the most powerful of all crime syndicates. A new disease, NAS, nerve attenuation syndrome, commonly called the Black Shakes, has infected much of the world's population. NAS is fatal and no cure has been found. Information is the ultimate commodity. The most valuable of information is transported in intracranial implants in the heads of professional mnemonic couriers like Johnny, Keanu Reeves, who offer both security and confidentiality for the right price. A man, Keanu Reeves, awakes at 10:30 a.m., Thursday, January 17, 2021. An attractive woman dresses as he scans through the TV channels. After she leaves, he uses the TV to dial a man, Ralphie, Udo Kier. They have a video conversation. Johnny needs $1.5 million to remove the implant device and return to normal, but has to do one more courier run. Being mnemonic pays a heavy price. He needs to dump his own memories to make room for the programs he smuggles. To buy them back, he agrees to deliver priceless data, the most important data of the 21st century, data that has already set an army of professional killers on his trail. In central Beijing, Johnny gets out of a cab in the midst of a riot. He enters a posh hotel and goes up an elevator. Taking a small device from his pocket, he inserts a wired tether into a socket in his head and watches as the progress bar formats his head with a memory doubler and a voice warning he can only handle 160 gigabytes safely. Entering a room full of Asians, he is greeted by pointed weapons. The young men in charge admit they are new at hiring a data courier. Johnny installs a motion detector on the door as the men discuss his memory limits. This trip will require 320 gigabytes, but Johnny acts nonplussed. Downstairs, an ominous group of black-coated Yakuza prepare to enter the elevator. Johnny sets up his upload equipment and instructs the clients to take 3 video screenshots as the counter approaches 0. Putting on a dark visor over his eyes and a mouth guard, the painful data upload begins. The client presses the screenshot device 3 times as the data stream ends, and 3 photos come out of a small printer. Johnny excuses himself to the toilet as one of the men goes to fax the photos to the end user in Newark, New Jersey. The photos are the encryption key to enable the data download. In the washroom, Johnny has a slight bloody nose and he tidies up. Meanwhile, the Yakuza charge into the room and start shooting. The leader has a monofilament wire whip that slices through anything. Johnny outfights one assailant in the washroom. In the main room fight, the 3 photo strip is sliced in 2 and the fax transmission is interrupted. The Yakuza leader Takeshi Kitano, recovers half the photo strip, the other half is burned. Johnny manages to escape, but the clients are all killed. At the airport, a security scanner detects Johnny's implant, but it is listed as an approved dyslexia device by the federal government. The scanner also detects a potential medical problem, synaptic leakage, and issues a verbal warning. In an office in Newark, Takahashi greets a rich man, Shinji, Dennis Akiyama, and tells him the courier, Johnny, escaped. Shinji accepts the partial photo key and dismisses the Yakuza. In a cab, Johnny calls Ralphie. He is furious at the blown deal and demands to know what is going on. At a busy nightclub, a man, Spider, Henry Rollins, meets a woman, Jane, Dina Meyer, and they discuss her medical condition. She then approaches Ralphie, sitting at table with his henchmen. Jane attempts to show her ability as a bodyguard. Ralphie makes her show steady her hands are as she suffers from the Black Shakes. The cab drops Johnny off in a dark alley. Observers, J-Bone, Ice-T, and Aide, above detect the memory implant but leaves him alone. Johnny meets 2 armed men, but when threatened with decapitation, escapes the building. In a confrontation outside, J-Bone helps Johnny kill the 2. Johnny then goes to confront Ralphie, claiming he was set up, but is taken from behind with a knockout drug. Jane sees the henchmen carry the unconscious Johnny away. In a room, Johnny is strapped to a bed as Ralphie gloats, Takahashi is there as they are prepared to remove the memory device. Jane is in the ceiling above and drops down and fights off Ralphie's gang. Johnny is cut loose and joins the fight and they escape. Takahashi slices Ralphie's upper torso in frustration. Outside, J-Bone and several cronies protect Johnny and Jane as they stand off the Yakuza. Johnny and Jane get away through a deserted subway tunnel. Jane wants to get paid. Johnny has a severe head pain episode. Shinji dresses and watches a video of a young girl. The video is interrupted as an ethereal woman's face, Barbara Sukova, comes on and tells him the courier's data can give him new purpose in life. Back in the tunnel, Johnny asks for help to get the data out of his head. He admits he had to dump some of his own childhood memories to make space for the uploaded data. Johnny wants to get out of the courier business, and wants a computer. They break into an electronics store and Johnny gears up with a VR visor and gloves. In a 3D display environment, he tracks down the fax number from the Beijing hotel room. The local Newark number is for a Dr. Olcom. An IT tech notices the hack and informs Takahashi of Johnny's location. As the cars approach, Johnny chats online with a head figure who mentions Pharmacom is behind it. Once again, Johnny and Jane escape. In the Pharmacom skyscraper, Shinji makes a video call to a street preacher, Dolph Lundgren, a cross and candles pseudo-cleric, and offers him a contract to get Johnny's head. At a phone booth, Johnny hacks into the phone system with a repairman's device and offers the 320 gigabytes of info to Pharmacom, hoping they will negotiate. Jane then goes into spasms and has a seizure. She still manages to direct Johnny to Spider. At a dark, isolated warehouse, Spider lets them in. He rants about information overload but begins to examine Jane. J-Bone and his cronies observe Street P striding down the street. Shinji gets a briefing about the woman's face in his video. She is Anna Kalman. She died in 2015 and had been imprinted into a computer in Switzerland and is now a ghost in the machine, advising the company from her present state. Johnny explains his situation to Spider. Street P approaches the bartender Hookie, Don Franks, and freezes his prosthetic hand in a liquid, torturing him to find out where Jane is. Spider stabilizes Jane and scans Johnny. Spider is not very confident. Johnny convinces Spider to drive them to Dr. Olcom. Driving away, they run over Street Preacher. In a crowded makeshift hospital, Spider tells them Dr. Olcom is merely an emergency code word. The fax was meant for them, the Nas underground. Spider hooks Johnny up to another device and reads the data in his brain. He offers to remove the implant, but it would have some severe adverse effects. The data is the cure for Nas, which can save millions of people. Johnny refuses the removal. Suddenly, the street preacher enters and causes havoc. Spider is tortured by the preacher, but Johnny and Jane manage to run away just after Spider tells Jane to get Johnny. Calling Pharmacom again, Johnny offers to meet at the bridge, Landfill 5. He is talking to Shinji, who is using an Anglo-Saxon avatar to talk to Johnny. As Shinji hangs up, the face of Anna Kalman reappears, warning him he is running out of time. Johnny and Jane arrive by garbage truck under the bridge. 2 guards watch them. A burning car falls and they narrowly dodge it. Johnny loses it and rants about his desire for normalcy. J-Bone descends beside them in an elevator device. Johnny begins to have flash episodes and collapses as the 3 ascend to the bridge deck, the busy Lodic HQ. Back at Pharmacom, Shinji prepares a katana, sword and pistol and directs an aide to have Takahashi meet at the bridge. At the bridge, Jane comforts Johnny and the 2 kiss. J-Bone takes them to a work area with several stacked video monitors and a dolphin, Jones himself, in a glass tank. The low-tech send out encrypted data to the world. The white dolphin is rigged up with a helmet and wires and is to be used as the codebreaker. Takahashi and a large squad of Yakuza soldiers arrive below the bridge. Johnny is hesitant to link with the dolphin but finally agrees to put on the wired headpiece. The Yakuza use personal ascenders to raise themselves up. Shinji arrives by helicopter. The Yakuza start killing the guards. Johnny has a painful experience as the dolphin slowly tries to find the encryption key. A woman with a shoulder-launched missile launcher fires at the bridge from below until J-Bone shoots her with a crossbow. The code breaking is interrupted with the fighting with only one picture resolved. Shinji confronts Johnny with a pistol and sword. Anna Kalman appears on the monitors. In a fury, Shinji slices through a wire bundle. Takahashi shoots Shinji in the back and approaches Johnny with his wire device. Jane starts a distracting fight and Johnny tries to flee, chased by the Japanese man. They fall through wreckage and hang by their fingers high above the river. Johnny manages to get control of the monofilament wire device and kills Takahashi. Back on top, Johnny meets a dying Shinji who gives him the half of the photo strip key. Street Preacher arrives and in a wild fight Jane and Johnny manage to defeat the big man, burning him alive. Johnny gives J-Bone the pictures and prepares to link with the dolphin again. And Kalman comes on again and appeals to Johnny. J-Bone broadcasts to the world the cure is coming and the final painful data download commences. At the end of the data stream Johnny faints but recovers quickly. J-Bone, Johnny and Jane look out onto the lights of the city with the Pharma Calm Tower in flames in the distance. Thank you for watching Cinema Snapshots. Subscribe to more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help this channel out.